It's time for NugLife Radio, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community, featuring Medi Mike with the cannabis correspondent Benji. Like us on Facebook.com/NugLife Radio Show, Twitter @TheRealNugLife, and Instagram NugLife Radio. I'm your announcer, Recreational Riley. Here's Medi Mike.
Everybody, welcome to another episode. That was such a brief stop halt there. Welcome to another episode of the NugLife Radio Show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community, now located in beautiful San Francisco at the Oddfellows building. We are your host, NugLife News correspondent, the man who knows everything, Mr. Benji Cooper, and we got everything fixed up, kind of.
I think so.
Yeah, we're rocking and
rolling.
rolling.
We're up and running, I think, better than we ever have been.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. I am event host, cannabis comedian. I'm just like a regular comedian who smokes weed because everybody's doing it now. But back in the day, it was just me smoking weed with Gallagher. Medicinal Mike, you could see me at shows. And I just wrote a book called Trail of Tears, so make sure you get it off of Amazon and help me pay for PS5 games. February 8th to the 11th, Champs Trade Show Las Vegas, one of the biggest shows in the United States for everything awesome. Benji, going to Champs this year?
Potentially. I haven't made plans yet.
We haven't got we'll see. I want the press pass too. I think we qualify for ourselves this time around.
I believe so. And yeah, that would be fun. We were there once before with the NugLife Radio Show several years ago.
And then the Cannabis or Candid Chronicle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So we do have a great show. I don't know what other shows I'm forgetting to tell you about. Make sure you check out to the, oh man, they're going to hate me for forgetting it. The Dank something. I'll remember. Top Shelf something. They're in Missouri. They're great guys, and they promote us, and that was me promoting them horribly. We do have a great show today. We have guests from all over. We're going to have from DJ Dank Presents. We're going to have DJ Dank himself and Veronica Guevara. We're also going to have stand-up comedian and superstar and just the apple of my eye, Mr. Jacob Blazer, along with, from Colorado, the Bongathon, the host, Mr. Billy the Bud Tender, is going to be on with us. So it's going to be amazing. We have an amazing show. We are not smoking in the building this time. We smoked outside of the building because we are responsible. And Paul will take away my car keys for a week.
Then how will you get to the show?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't care. He's like, you just do it from your bathroom, dude. You don't even have to be here. He's almost completely kicked me out of the show itself.
That's what I do. I mean, can't you hear the echo in this bathroom studio?
Yeah. Well, the studio here actually has a giant hammerhead shark tank built into the wall that some of you guys, if you're just listening, you can't see it, but it's amazing. We've had this shark since it was a baby. And we also named it Paul because we could hit the shark. Sharks can take a punch.
A baby shark?
It's a shark.
Do.
So, our first guest on the show, all the way from, I'll give you a little setup here. Bongathon. Bongathon's been going on since 1974, and very much in the tradition of what you've seen in like the movie Beer Fest. It's a very cult, underground, where champions are created. So a couple different things that go on at Bongathon. And I won't even tell you all of it, but it's amazing. They have these bong races, and these are the best of the best. They're training in, mile high altitude, wearing the mask over the air deprivation, running hills. These are like physically fit people. One dude, Wolverine, that's there, who looks just like Wolverine. So, and you're watching them hit the bongs. I saw a dude smoke like a whole gram bowl in what had to be like 20 seconds or something to that effect. But we will let you tell him for yourself. With no further ado, please welcome to the show, calling in from Colorado, Denver or Colorado Springs, we'll find out. Event host, amazing personality, and cult leader himself, Mr. Billy the Bud Tender. Billy, how you doing today? You hear me out there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mike. A little choppy, but I'm here, and I think that I can get through this with you. I think that you were talking about the Colorado Invitational Bongathon. Is that correct?
This is, and I've hosted thousands of shows over the last decade. This is hands down the most unique. It's not even a show, it's an experience. Like the entire event itself is an experience, and you do such a great job. You're up there for what appears to be hours and hours and hours, and it looks like you take all the stress, so nobody else there has to stress.
Well, I do want to interject real quick. We like to think of this as a private party. On top of being a private party, we kind of look at it or interpret it as a tradecation, an opportunity for people in and around the cannabis communities and the cannabis industries to kind of come out and cut loose and enjoy themselves on a weekend. Now, it is a competition. It is it's something that we like to vet out to make sure that people can come out and smoke appropriately. We don't let just anybody jump into the circle because everybody thinks that they have a power smoker, but we want to see what you can bring to the table first before you embarrass yourself. To call yourself a bongathon champion, the singles competition is 7-gram competition using a competition bong, competition herb, and everything is regulation to make it a fair
you guys
playing
are
field.
extreme regulate. I've seen, but like we had Adam from Zedgar's. He went out there and did the rolling competition, and one small little piece, like a flake of cannabis, fell out of that joint and floated slowly to the table, and he had to re-roll and get it back in there. Like they have referees that are on it, like they are watching for every. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a day out, or the weekend, but it's truly a lifestyle. Like you live it. You are like you're in it, Billy.
Oh, that's right. We do consider this kind of a lifestyle, something that we've been carrying on. Arguably since 1972, 1974. This
like
past year, we enjoyed our 38th Invitational Bongathon. Next year, in 2023, we will be, or this year, we will be enjoying our 39th Invitational Bongathon. And, of course, if anybody's interested in checking us out, please watch the documentary on YouTube, Just Say Yo. The Just Say Yo documentary kind of will give you an introduction to kind of the history of the party as well as where the party has evolved to.
And how long have you been involved with the Bongathon family?
So I've been involved since about 2013, which would have been our 30th Bongathon. At the 30th Bongathon, I personally turned 30 years old. So it kind of had a soft place and a special place in my heart.
And I was saying earlier, but it's not a crowd of people, but it's very much like a family there. Like everybody knows everybody, and I've never seen such a family atmosphere with that many people. Like it's literally like walking around the world's largest living room.
We like to say, let your freak flag fly. We like to say, let the party get as weird as you want it to, and, the party is what you make it. As a private party, we tend to have complimentary beer. In most cases, the camps will set up a dab bar or, a little side bong situation to stop for a photo op. And yes, like you said, it is a family event because year-round, we try to get together and celebrate the spirit of Bongathon together.
And my kids are still out there running. I just left them. We're like, bring the family, and you let them run in the field. And then I'm like, I'll make more.
Now keep in mind, our party is 21 and up. However, what's very fun about this culture that we live in is now we are bringing in different generations. So people are coming to the event with their kids. Because they are now 21, and it's kind of becoming a full circle situation.
You guys have one character in particular that is like literally it haunts my dreams, and it's the fire.
I'm sorry, say that again about the character?
Haunts my dreams. The fire god, as he calls himself, and they run this bonfire for 3 days straight, and this man who looks like he's guarding a dungeon, he's got to be at least 9 feet tall, the big beard, he's humongous, and he's throwing pallets, one in each hand, giant pallets over his head, and he builds the fire. There's like designs in the fire. He's got different ways to throw in, I guess, the woods and stuff that it will create shapes. And
Now, to be fair, I feel like every bongathon brings its own special quality because, we've had, people come in with their planes over top of us and do loop-de-loops and a big goalie. We've had ice bongs and ice rigs, stuff very unique that you only get to see if you're actually there. We tried to bring in some national acts. And we've had a little bit of success there, but realistically, this is a culture, and if you understand and if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I saw aliens walking around. It's like Halloween back when you were a kid, because there's so many people and everyone's just, every camp is set up different with designs and there's competition, so there's a lot to look at, and it was what they said was SpaceX. I've later found out, but it was full on aliens. Like there were spaceships right there, maybe 200 feet up, and nobody even blinked an eye. They were just like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "Is nobody gonna yell and run around in circles with me?" Like it's the chillest of chill people. So chill. When do they do it traditionally? They have a set date. Is this open to the public?
I would recommend that people go to our website, www.bong-a-thon.com. You can take a look at a tentative dates. Our location is secure here in Colorado. As it is here in Colorado, it is, I'll tell you it's secure. And I will tell you it's about 3-4 hours outside of Denver. And as a invitational only, you have to go through our website or through our social media or through our sponsors. And that's where it gets interesting. This is a private party. It is not a festival. It is not an event. So we need sponsors to help come in and take care of the porta potties, to take care of the bands, to take care of some of the beer, to help us with the glass. And we've been doing this since, 1974, going into our 39th invitational party, and it is what we make it. So if there's any glass blowers out there that think that they want to be a part of this, they can come and put their items onto our raffle table or put their items into our, let's say, prize packages. We do respect our winners of the best camp and the 7-foot, 6-foot tandem, the team relay. We want to put together a prize package, so that's why we need our sponsors to come in and help with that. And so if anybody's interested, you can see some information on the website. And again, you can always reach out to me, Billy the Bud Tender, and I, again, as an invitational, you're not going to find tickets anywhere.
So, and you guys are coming out to Vegas for the Champs Weekend, February 8th through the 11th. I know. So if you're in Vegas out there, too, if you're coming out there, everybody comes out for Champs, and you want to be embarrassed losing a bong race to a bunch of monsters from Colorado that have lungs that are made of steel.
Yeah. You're kind of cutting out on me, Mike, but I did hear you say something about Vegas. That's correct. The Bongathon and our partners with Outlaw Bong Drags will be coming out, and we are issuing open bong racing challenges. So every group thinks that they have their power hitter and their power smoker. So we want to see what Las Vegas and California and Oklahoma, we want to see what these other legal states have to offer, and we're going to accept those challenges in Vegas in February.
And how can people get a hold of you? What's your Instagram handle?
I'm sorry, how can you get a hold of us? Well, I'm Billy the Bud Tender. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out through the Bongathon website, as well as find us with Outlaw Bong Drags. There's outlawbongdrags.official and Outlaw Bong Drags Denver, and both would be authorities to the bong racing culture that is coming out of Colorado.
Excellent. Billy, thank you very much for joining us today on the show. I know you're very busy up there in beautiful Colorado. Are you in Colorado Springs or Denver?
I'm actually out. I'm in Denver.
Okay, that's cool. That's by South Park, right? That's a real place.
I'm in Denver, but we will accept challenges here in Colorado. If that means Colorado Springs or Pueblo, that's definitely not off the table.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody out there listening, make sure you go to Billy the Bud Tender on Instagram. If you want to set up a team and have like the ultimate rival race, you can do that February 8th through the 11th. I know I did speak to Tom Baum, and he says if we get out there, which is funny enough, Tom Baum does the psychedelic comedy show, and if he could possibly get one going on Thursday, because on Friday he's actually headed over to Colorado Springs. So we'll be flip-flopping. Billy, thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike. We'll be in touch. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas and then again at the Bongathon.
Hey, you have a great day, brother.
You too. Bye.
He was a first-time caller, long-time listener. That was Billy the Bud Tender out there in beautiful Colorado. He is the host of the Bongathon. I'll be co-hosting with him because he's awesome enough to let me help him with that and try and be of use. Benji, how you doing out there in digital box land? I could touch you wherever I want. There's nothing you can do. Our next guest coming in from DJ Dank Presents. As soon as I hit these two buttons, too. Bam. Welcome to the show. NugLife Radio, if you're just tuning in. Dan Karkoska.
Hello.
Did I say that right? Karkoska?
Karkoska, that's correct.
What is that? Where is that from?
Czechoslovakian.
Oh, yeah, I've been there, but it's not called that anymore. It's
not.
Prague.
Well, there's Prague. I'm Czech. If it goes from Czechoslovakian, I'm the Czech part.
Okay. I have a joke to tell you later that I can't say on the air. And with Dan today, Veronica Guevara, and you can find her at Forever 415 Faithful, because 415 is San Francisco.
Yes, it is.
How are you doing today?
Not too shabby, and happy early 420.
So, Dan,
Yes.
DJ Dank Presents. Tell me about the awesome things that you do out there.
Well, I've been producing shows in San Francisco for over 12 years or so. I started off producing drag shows, and then I have been also producing shows for the Coquettes, Bambi Lake before she passed, Connie Champagne.
What are the Coquettes, sir? You just
the Coquettes were the...
slip that one right out and move over real fast.
Exactly. I'm just sliding around.
Beauty and the Beast.
I was going to give you an overview, and then we could come back and talk about details, but that's cool. The Coquettes were born in 1969 in San Francisco in North Beach. Mm-hmm. Basically, they started doing crazy shows that involved lots of drugs and sex at a midnight show at a theater in North Beach. And then eventually they started writing songs that were based on like their love of old musicals, except that instead of all the dirty stuff being like referred to, it's actually talked about. And so, and it became a big thing for about 3 years. It attracted like John Waters, Mink Stoll, and it pretty much changed the whole idea of drag, because before the Coquettes, drag was like guys wanting to look like ladies.
Right.
And when the Coquettes
straight
came,
guys, like
anything,
yeah.
you know, but you know, the Coquettes were like, they had the glitter beards. They were gender bending before there was even a term gender bending.
Right.
So they were very ahead of their times. And after Coquettes, I mean, drag was never really the same. I mean, they brought the anarchy into it, which is great.
I did a glitter beard once, and that was the most I don't know if I did it right, because I just was my first beard.
Well, there's nothing comfortable about glitter.
There's nothing comfortable about drag or beauty.
There's nothing
Pain is
comfortable about
beauty.
looking like I mean, little do you know how much torture all of these performers go through.
It was like glue and glitter. That's all.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
what
much,
you do,
yeah.
right? Yeah, and your face feels like
and
plastic.
then you have to get it
Yeah.
off. Then you have to get it
Yeah.
off.
We used to work with, you remember the Club Kids before the Macaulay Culkin guy killed everybody?
Oh, yeah.
90s
style.
Right, and I worked with a lot of those groups out there, and they used to actually make my old costumes for comedy when I would go out dressed as Weedy Wonka. I don't even know why I brought that up, but there was a point, and it was awesome. Maybe that's what the glitter beard guys turned into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Coquettes were inspired, or were the inspiration for all of those 90s club
is San
kids.
Francisco the birthplace for drag? Like,
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's happened all over. I mean, you have New York, you have L.A., I mean, Berlin.
New York, yeah.
You know, there are lots of different places. But, you know, San Francisco has had its own form of drag for many years. And the Cockettes are definitely a part of it. A lot of the songs were all written by a gentleman named Scrumbly Coldman. He's still alive. I'm still doing shows with him. I produced the 50th year anniversary show in January of 2020. I can easily say that was the biggest show of the year because, well, after 3 years, everything died for a year.
Right.
You know, but and then we'll be back at Oasis on March 22nd through 25th with Cockettes Resurrection.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you know. So it would be a pagan rites to spring, and it'll be probably guaranteed to offend most people. We're hoping.
What's the offensive part?
Nudity, sexuality, shock value a little bit. You know, I don't know if they're quite as shocking as they were back in the day.
One time I went to one of them, I'm like right at that age group where it kind of missed my generation. It came in right after, but I went to this blood event. They called it Bloodbath or whatever, and it was there was one dude. He must have been like 800 pounds, bald, and just had these dudes on chains, and they're shooting blood out of the ceilings, out of the ground.
Where was this? I want to go to this.
Arizona. It was in Phoenix, Arizona. It was the craziest. But is it similar to that style, like where it's an interactive experience?
Right. Performance art.
Right. Yes. There we go. There's the word I was looking for. Yep. Performance art. And how Veronica.
Yes.
Hi, how are you
doing?
And what do you do out here in the world?
I do a lot of stuff, actually. My last role was as a social impact specialist for Herbal Distro. So I've also been in the social equity sphere. So putting the word out there for women, LGBT causes, BIPOC, everybody who has been almost trampled over with corporate cannabis. So honestly, getting community first.
Pretty much everybody but, rich white America.
Pretty much, or at least getting them to open up their wallets and also getting their people to come in and put some volunteer hours. Because if there wasn't community, they would not exist. They would never have taken that risk that people did because people were sick. And the way Dan and I actually know each other is through us founding a group called Puff, which was basically, it originally started what was originally going to be like a business gathering, but Dan had the wonderful idea to make it more of a community-based thing. So it was not just for businesses, but also for people who were cannabis consumers, who wanted to go out, who wanted to meet other people who were also in the cannabis sphere. So it turned into, what was the tagline?
We created the very first queer cannabis drag party in existence.
Well, it was actually more than one that was honestly the one that was most welcomed and recognized on a truly, like, you didn't have to be like, oh, you had to know somebody to get text for it. We were able to openly publicize it. We had the support of a bar.
Yeah, the Stud.
Yeah, we had the support of,
that's honestly. That's the name of the bar, or
that's the name of the bar.
The Sacrifice.
Well, there were a few other kind of studs there too.
Yeah, but the bar legitimately supported us, would publicize us, would advertise our stuff, and we would have, honestly, we'd have the police come by, they'd look and be like, yeah, it looks fine to us. Nobody's,
It's a good decade to do a lot of firsts.
It was just a lot of fun to have community and consumers and performers just really be able to enjoy each other's company and get to know each other and be like, hey, you know what? I'm out here to support you guys. Hey, we're here to entertain you. Hey, it's so good to see you guys consuming our products. We want you to enjoy this, and we'll think about you guys, and we'll take your suggestions. And to be able to break down those walls and really honestly bring that community aspect was so big for both Dan and I. And I know that a lot of what Dan's been doing now, there's a lot of cannabis into it. Not only he's going in with greens, but also the Coquette stuff. There's always that.
Well, there's always been cannabis in my life.
Yeah, cannabis has always been the underlying thread.
I've been training for that bongathon since I was like 12.
Hey, are you going to Champs at all? Are you guys going to Champs?
I'll try.
I wish I could.
Have you been to Champs?
No, I have not.
Okay, so Champs is must be like 800 plus 2,000, some crazy number of booths. And they're all cannabis brands, but everybody comes in, like all the celebrities and the community people and, all the activists and just everything amazing. But the Bongathon crew's coming in. And these, I thought I could smoke. Right. And then I'll razz them. I'll razz them on the mic, California, take you out. But they are incredible. I mean, these people are smoking like nothing I've ever seen. You just, it's
just
gone.
a beat.
And they're
Amazing.
like, you know.
Somebody, it's like, wow, dude, you're just.
And they're trained to the rules. And
no matter how good of a stoner you think you are, there's somebody who's going to kick your ass and be even bigger. I've been very impressed by some of the people's ability.
Oh, I remember.
I thought I was a big stoner.
Back in the two
I see people
teenagers,
take
one
those
person I
dabs.
knew who used to be able to take down 1.5 to 2 gram dabs, like not even exhaling, just.
yeah, that's and it had
And you're
butane
like,
in it
sir,
too.
how
That's a
is
little
your-
handicap
how
on
are the
there.
throat and the lungs handling that? Like, no.
So where can people find you guys? Dan,
Well, you
start
can
with
find me on Instagram at DJ Dank SF. And and currently I'm doing Bongo Bingo, which is drag cannabis bingo at Mo Green's.
I love bingo.
So do a lot of
It
people.
is
Who knew?
amazing.
Where is Mo Green's?
Mo Green's is pretty much at Larkin, technically Larkin and Market, right by the Bill Graham's Civic Auditorium. Right there on Market. They have a really nice smoking lounge, very kind of 60s vibe.
And what do you win in
Weed.
gay
You win
bingo?
weed.
You win weed.
You weed and bongs. Well, I mean, bongo bingo. But yeah, we get sponsors
Couple sex toys
every
in
month.
there.
And so we do about 12 rounds. And at the end of every round, everybody wins like an eighth or whatever our sponsors
Are
are.
you not putting sex toys in on any of this?
Of course we are.
Okay, I
Always
was
put
going to
sex
be
toys.
very disappointed.
Well, that's the whole thing, yeah. Because
Ma, look what I won.
the stoner raffle. And yeah, we definitely have support from, what's that place called? Good Vibrations.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah, and they give us gift bags of sex toys as well.
Extra.
Because, getting stoned, sex, okay, it all works.
Yeah, you got to make
It's
sure.
all actually all going to the same audience, people who are over 21. We're adults, so guess what? We should enjoy some adult happiness.
Yeah, it's just an age.
It's also, I mean, one
I
of
still
those
have the same brain as when I was a teenager. Nothing's.
and also those bags of sex toys. It's like it's like a comedy show in a bag. I mean, you can just pull stuff out, and it just creates comedy. And,
Well, to be fair, one of our very
What's this
first.
for?
Okay, I have to share this one
yeah.
quick story. One of our very first sponsors ever when we were first starting Puff was a brand called Foria. I'm sure a few
I know
people are
Foria.
very. Yeah, I noticed this audience just went, oh, okay. So this is before there was even a competitor. And so they're like, oh, we'll donate a bunch of our suppositories and lube. And just hearing the audience reaction when Dan would say, guess what, folks? We have a 4-pack of suppositories for you. And like just hearing this weird.
Veronica, where can people find you before you run out of time and nobody can plug you?
At Forever415 Faithful on Instagram.
In the
Easily
front
find me
door
there.
of Furia, if you get there early on a Friday.
You can also find me every third Saturday of the month over at Midnight Sun, where I will be there from 4 to 7 doing a fundraiser.
Well, I thank you guys very much for educating and everything you do in the
Definitely.
cannabis world. And
Come out and play bongo bingo with us.
I'm told.
It's
I will
blast.
totally guess.
Yeah,
this.
I can. Yes, I will, because Paul will tell me where it is.
Okay.
Where is Mo Green's too? Because that place is coming up a lot with all these events. Oh, it's
It's
here.
like 2 blocks away.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah.
All right, that's easy. I can't get lost there.
Nope.
Right off of
If
60.
you're just tuning in right now, you're listening to Dan Karkoski from DJ Dank Presents. He's also DJ Dank. You can check
I'm
him
a
out
DJ as well.
at DJ Dank SF on Instagram, and Veronica Guevara, Forever 415 Faithful. That wasn't me. I wouldn't do that, right? Yeah, that's a bozo. No. Veronica Guevara, Forever 415 Faithful. And thank you guys again for being on the show. I
thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
guys. And we're all going to have fun and do a safety meeting out front. And now we're going to have the most awkward transition of guests ever. But you could do that within the next few minutes. We'll switch them from there to there, Paul, so that we get Jacob on the mics. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the NugLife Radio Show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community, hosted by myself, Medicinal Mike, with Benji Cooper. Benji, you still there, brother?
I'm still here.
Oh, yeah, and I appreciate you for it, man. I forgot to do the headlines part, but that's okay. Right now, we're going to do the news. Do we have a news bumper?
We only have an audio.
Okay, let's try it out.
But it's no, we don't for
Are we
today.
doing?
All right, we don't for today, he said. I'll do one for you. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You're listening to the NugLife correspondent, Benji Cooper, at The Real NugLife and NugLife News on Instagram with your cannabis news this week.
So Thailand is now the home of American rapper and entrepreneur Burner's newest cannabis dispensary, also known as Cookies. The new shop opened on Saturday in downtown Bangkok, selling an assortment of cannabis products, including a variety of 1 second here.
Are you seeing
There we
us?
go.
There you go.
Including a variety of accessories bearing the Cookies logo, naturally. Apparently, other dispensaries in Thailand are also selling knockoff Cookies branded merchandise. But rather than taking legal action, the company is letting it go, saying it's building brand awareness among Thai customers. Now, all of the cannabis sold in the shop is grown by Cookies partners in Thailand, and the shop even has a QR code on the wall that enables potential growers to connect with the company. With the legal landscape that currently surrounds cannabis in Thailand, the future of American-grown cannabis in the country is uncertain for the moment. So for now, Cookies Thailand will only be selling locally grown products. So, Mike.
Yeah, that's
running
perfectly
cannabis
legal
event in Thailand.
You know who does that? And who is it? It's like Tommy Chong. I think it's Cheech and Chong, the Cheech and Chong brand. Where when they get copied in other countries, Rick and Morty as well, they're just all for the excess promotion that they're going to get from it, that they're getting for free, while these people
It's
are.
smart.
Yeah, I think so.
You're not making a product off the actual product that they're selling, but it's getting your brand out there. More people are seeing it, and that's what you want with advertising.
Burner only owns like 20% of that company now. I've heard he's like sold off so much of it to qualified people, of course. But
isn't that what you do with cannabis?
Oh, he made a killing.
With any company, you build it and then you sell it to someone else for a lot of money, right?
We had, I don't know if you remember back in the day, we had Miss High Times on the show, and she hit a blueberry. We went out to Venice Beach. I'm not sure who was there to interview her, and she hit a blueberry Kush blunt and then puked on the camera. And we kept filming because it was funny.
That segment.
Yeah, it was a huge thing. And then she just kept saying, "Hey, you need to interview my brother. He's just starting out. He's a rapper at a dispensary." And I'm like, we got enough dispensary rappers. And then later on, turns out that was Burner.
Oh.
So no free cookies for us, sir.
It's like a Craigslist missed connections.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Cannabis.
What else you got in the news, my friend?
You can go ahead and breathe a little easier if you'd like. Get my stuff all messed up here. There we go. Because according to a recent study, smoking cannabis, regardless of frequency, does not increase blood pressure, also known as hypertension, at least on the long term. The study, conducted at Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine in Chicago, examined data from 4,565 people and found no association between smoking cannabis and the likelihood of developing hypertension. Cannabis smokers represented 19% of the individuals studied, and other consumption methods like edibles, tinctures, and vapes were not included in the research. According to researchers, smoking cannabis can increase blood pressure for a while after consumption, but that does not cause long-term hypertension. The researchers say, we found no significant association between past sustained cannabis use and clinical hypertension. Additionally, there was no effect on the recency of sustained cannabis use. Our study reinforces existing research indicating a lack of association between smoking cannabis and hypertension. Our study indicates that recreational use does not appear to increase the risk of hypertension. And I'd say that pretty much rings true with all my experiences with smoking cannabis, even though I don't actually smoke it anymore.
Does it lower your blood pressure? I've always believed that it lowered your blood pressure.
I think on the long term, like after you smoke it, there's, from what I understand, an increase in blood pressure, but then that goes down after.
It depends on how good your weed is too. I think I've had some weed that has no good blood pressure.
Well, if you ever experienced anxiety from cannabis.
Yeah, back when I was like 12 or whatever legal age it was back then, I would smoke and get a little paranoid and stuff. But not in years. The Zedgar guy actually called me yesterday, told me he was paranoid. He's like, I smoked weed and I got paranoid. And it's like, I didn't even know it did that anymore.
Well, if it's something above your tolerance level, yeah, it can spike your.
Does that mean my blood pressure's up?
And then I think the blood pressure will go up.
Wow.
Actually, it's any smoke entering your body for the first couple minutes. It's a fight or flight response because you're putting smoke into your body.
Right, and that's very unnatural.
Then the effects of the THC bring down your heart rate, but the initial is first couple minutes is up.
Freaking learning stuff today, bro. You're almost a doctor. One more story like that. You're like, if we have an apocalypse, you're the town doctor.
You got it.
What else you got, Mr. Benji Cooper?
All right. Well, Black Hawk College in Moline, Illinois, has partnered with the Green Flower Educational Platform to launch online cannabis career training programs for people interested in industry careers. Together, Black Hawk and Green Flower will offer 3 certificate training programs: Advanced Manufacturing Agent, Advanced Dispensary Associate, and Advanced Cultivation Technician. Green Flower says there's a growing need for skilled workers in the cannabis industry, as there are more than 110 adult use dispensaries in Illinois, and approximately 189 licenses are currently in the approval process. Right now, there's about 29,000 full-time jobs in the Illinois cannabis industry, which did more than $1.7 billion in sales in 2021. Now, after completing their 8-week courses, graduates of the training programs will receive certificates of completion and gain access to Green Flower's employment network. Each course costs $900, but students who enroll before Saturday, February 18th, 2023, will receive a $50 discount. So,
can you do it online?
Cannabis, and you legalize it, and the education practically creates itself. And there's jobs, and it's.
Is there an online course, or do you have to actually be in Illinois?
No, that's what it is. It's an online course
for $900. That's like the new Oaksterdam, because Oaksterdam was a big. It was part of a clique. If you went to Oaksterdam and graduated, you got to be part of that exclusive club. I'll pay $900.
This kind of thing is normal in a lot of other industries. Like if you work in computers, you can be, I think it's still around A+ certification, and that says that you know how to do all this kind of stuff, related to computers and how they work and building them. Cannabis industry should not be any different, where there's certifications for certain positions in the job. If you're in graphic design, you can get certified in Photoshop.
Really?
Running dispensary.
How much is that?
Operating, grow ops and all that.
All right. We're going to take over the world, and now there's a college that we can get into. It's never too late to start over.
This is what we've been fighting for so long, right? Cannabis being just like a regular part of our society.
Yeah, that's really cool. They do that. I'd like to see them opening it up to other beneficial plants that are against pharmaceuticals. Because there's got to be more than just cannabis out there. That's just
I'm sure
what we found and developed and evolved over the years.
We found that things like psilocybin appear to have some medicinal properties to them.
Yeah, mushrooms always weird me out, man. I'm tired of talking to God. He's never happy when he shows up.
Well, I think it's about the microdosing, so you're not really, tripping, having the
you're right.
The
you
real
can't just
psychoactive
trip balls
effect,
every day.
You are experiencing something, on a lower level.
So, you got any? No.
Maybe.
I know you do. I bet you they're with arm's reach, too. All right.
A little further.
Paul's got shrooms. Somebody in this room has shrooms.
Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
See? We always got the good stuff. Very close.
And it's legal in Oakland, California.
How far is that? How far we got to keep driving from the cops before we pull over?
Matter of fact, you can buy all that stuff in San Francisco too.
Really? You can buy it like on the street or like in Amsterdam when you go to the store?
At a club.
You can buy shrooms at the club. I knew when they started showing up at the sessions, and they bring out like 10-pound bags of shrooms. You can't fake a shroom too. There's no like fake shrooms, like dried out Twinkies or.
No, they're pretty distinctive.
Yeah, they're gross. What else you got in the news?
Well, you want to do some of the headlines?
Yeah, go ahead. We still got another few minutes for news stuff.
Okay.
To be a nonprofit.
You got them in front of you, or I'll just.
Oh no, I don't. They're on the phone. He's making noise. I hucked it across the room.
Okay. That was like crashing out.
Yeah.
Laptop breaking, right?
If you are listening, you're listening to the NugLife News correspondent, Mr. Benji Cooper, who could be found at NugLife News on Instagram, and he wants to know your news. We did get a new phone number that works for people to call in. Totally forgot to give it to anybody, but I know that they wanted to, so they were going to ask some questions about news.
This one, the headline is High School Cafeteria Lady Arrested for Selling Edibles.
See, that's the kind of story I like right there. Was she selling them to the kids or the other teachers?
With that one.
Is that kids or other teachers? Who's she selling them to?
Oh, it's the cafeteria lady. So,
because in your hand, you hear that, you think she's just giving free weed out to the kids, like as they come up with their tray, brownie.
No, it was a lady by the name of Tymetrica Cohen of Kentwood, Louisiana, and she was arrested last Friday for allegedly selling homemade edibles to students.
Yeah. Wait, elementary school, junior high, or high school? It makes a difference.
It was high school.
Okay, cool. She was the cool cafeteria lady.
Crime Stoppers tip, claiming that she was selling to drugs at the Jewel M. Sumner High School in.
I would bet you $200 she was having sex with one of those or more of those kids as well. Because you don't sell mushrooms to kids.
Anything
I
is
say kids,
possible.
it's like 17-year-old looks 18, to make it more PC. But she was banging those kids. Good for her.
It's hard to say. I can't speculate.
Good for her.
But
I love that. I could see Amy Fisher working in a cafeteria, giving out that fudge to the kid, like just sneaking in, not even working there, just sneaking in the cafeteria lady outfit and just handing out little squares of fudge and flipping everybody off as she leaves the building.
Louisiana has something called a CDS, with a controlled dangerous substance. I guess it's their version of the schedule list, like the federal schedule list. And this lady has been charged with possession and distribution of a CDS-1 and 1 count of distribution of a controlled dangerous substance in a drug-free zone. Though I wouldn't consider cannabis to be a
I don't think they can anymore. She's got to try the come on plea, where you just go, come on, come on. I'm 17 years old. There's nobody out there that didn't get more. You're supposed to get your mushrooms from when you turn of age. That's how you become a man. Do a bunch of mushrooms.
Or dude or something.
Bruh. Yeah, dude. Come on. That's funny. What else you got? We got time for one more.
So Massachusetts is adding cannabis curriculum to their driver's education, and it's the first state to do so.
Teaching you how to smoke weed and drive?
Quite the opposite. The curriculum involves a 22-minute video called Shifting Gears, The Blunt Truth About Marijuana and Driving, and it's produced by AAA. The video teaches the risks of cannabis-impaired driving as part of the state's mandatory driving education for new drivers under 18, which amounts to about 50,000 new drivers a year. I watched about half of the video.
I did watch that, yes.
Distracted. Yeah, it's... There's no cliches at all. They have learned a little bit, and I will admit that some of their information that they present in there is a little more enlightened than, say, like what you would come and get in.
If you teach them how to drive while smoking weed, Benji, you got to teach them how to drive while smoking weed. And that's going to save way more lives than trying to scare them with some crap video. Teach one-handed rolling for the advanced class so you can still drive and roll your joint at the same time. How to pass the joint in the car low, so that the neighboring car doesn't have to be exposed to it. Don't look at kids while you're hitting your weed. It's rules.
True
car
cannabis
rules.
education right there.
That's
I honestly think that some of the information that they present in the video is
biased.
It sounds inaccurate.
If you're not good at smoking weed, don't smoke weed and drive. That's the only rule that matters. Like if you smoke weed and you fall on your friend's floor or puke or something, don't smoke it and drive. But when you're smoking, like I can't drive without smoking. Cops don't care.
There's one part in the video where they have they split the screen top and bottom, and on the top it's supposed to be what a normal driver sees, and the bottom is supposed to be like your vision is like this much, and it's all kind of washed out and like desaturated. I'm like, that is not what it looks like.
I thought that was
it's
my
like
contact
those,
lenses.
It's like those marijuana glasses that I don't know, it was years ago, these cops had these marijuana glasses that were green and kind of distorted, and it was supposed to be like, this is what it looks like when you smoke cannabis and drive. It's like, no, everything does not turn green and all.
Right, firework glasses that make it splur out, and that's how you teach how to drive with weed. Make them wear the firework glasses and send them around the course until they get it right.
You're gonna lose more people if you lie to them. Just saying.
I found Paul Candy. Benji, thank you very much for teaching and educating us with your awesomeness of your awesome news. And you can read more at Benji at Canageek and see where he does his OnlyFans. No. I was totally waiting for OnlyFans to pop on the screen right now. I was like, Benji Cooper showed us Pecker.
My Instagram account at NugLife News or at Canageek.news, or you can hit me up at my website, Canageek.net.
That's your outro music. I want to welcome our next guest. who will be sitting here with me and my digital friend. Welcome Jacob Blazer to the show. Jacob is a stand-up comedian. He has traveled all around the world, literally. He went from San Francisco all the way around the world back to San Francisco. It was a long flight. Welcome to the show. Let me hit your mic. You get some mic action here. You're on one of these. How you doing today?
Can you hear me?
I think so.
All right. I think we're good.
Get a little closer to the mic. You do work on a mic for a living, don't you?
Yeah, well, I get too close and I want to kiss it.
Dude, I'm the same way. I'm
like,
lips.
Yeah.
How long have you been a stand-up comedian? I found Secret Paul candy. I'll share it with you.
5 years now. Yeah. 5 years.
And thank you, Paul. Oh, it's chocolate.
Not good and plenty.
Paul leaves candy, Coop.
Super excited.
Paul leaves candy all over this table, and every week I come in, it's like the most exotic candies that you never find,
Dude, isn't it like a Brock's?
Deca wafers.
No, that's a C sucker.
Yeah, that's old school, bro. That's old school. That ain't.
This is delicious. Not good for the diabetes, though. Why do you do stand-up? What brought you out of the woodwork into the world? I've seen you perform. You're very good at it.
Thanks.
I would have thought you were 6 years easy.
Just strive for that one more year, right? Funny thing is, I quit drinking about 6 years ago. And after about a year, I was like, I need to do something. I was in the city with my daughter, and she wasn't 21. I'm like, what do we do for fun? And they had stand-up comedy at a laundromat. It was, so we went to that, and I was like, and instantly it became, doing stand-up became possible, where most of my life it wasn't, you know what I mean?
Usually you see somebody who sucks on stage and you go, oh, I'm way funnier than that guy.
I didn't even need that. I was like, my attitude was like, for years I've been doing jobs that I hate, you know what I mean? Just bartending, serving, whatever. And so I got really good at doing jobs I don't like. I mean, good at them, probably, And so I
What was the worst job you ever had?
A fucking security guard in Fresno, California.
First one to say the F word, Benji. Did you hear him do it?
I heard it.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah,
Dropped that F-bomb. Billy the Bud Tender was like, can we curse on your show? Because I have a bad mouth. Didn't curse one time.
Yeah.
Jacob
Fresno,
lasted 47 seconds.
But I figured, if I applied all that energy to something I actually enjoy doing over time.
What was it? Bartending was the worst job?
No.
Bartending.
Security guard in Fresno.
Day shift or night shift?
Night shift.
Where you get to sleep?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when I was out, I would have to watch the garbage dump. I would sleep there.
I used to bring out, this is back before technology, and I would bring out one of them small little black and white televisions, and I had a car plug-in adapter.
Yeah, I know what you're
I'd
talking
bring
about.
the, what was it back then, like the Sega Dreamcast. Oh, man, I had it hooked up when I went out there.
That's crazy.
I was eating mini thins like they were Pez. It's the one under the dark, seedy underworld of the security world is everybody's on uppers.
I read books. That's what I did.
Yeah, what's your favorite book?
My favorite, probably
My book, The Trail of Tears, available on Amazon right now.
Tears, Jesus.
It's a comedy.
Bring us down. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's satire. No, actually, Grapes of Wrath, probably my favorite book. Yeah, it's pretty intense, man.
And what's your favorite part of being a comedian? Are you getting laid from doing comedy yet?
Not at all.
Really?
But not at all. No, I just that's not what I'm out here doing. Like, I'm not one of these kids and all going to party after the show, man.
How old are you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be 49 in like 2 months.
Get out of here!
I just became a grandfather, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you look fantastic.
Yeah.
Like you look. I thought you were
how
gonna
am I
be
a
early
grandfather?
30s. I thought you were gonna say like 33.
I was like, how am I a grandfather? Like how? Like I smash at Call of Duty. I can make a 12-year-old boy cry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But and then it hit me. I'm like, wait, I'm bald. I wear bifocals.
Wipe the blood
now.
on the teddy bear.
I wear bifocals now.
That's how you make 12-year-old boys cry.
Call of Duty. That's how.
No,
I do it.
wipe the blood on the teddy bear. That's a Tommy Lucero joke right there.
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. We go on the road together. Yeah, but yeah, after a while, I was like, yeah, I have bald bifocals, and now I have partial dentures this year. I was like, that's the old trifecta. And I was like,
Are you getting like ARP stuff? Are they sending like that old people mail?
No, I wish, man. I could use some discounts in my life. I gotta be honest with you.
I bet your phone picked it up. That's probably on the way.
Yeah, I know, right? After this conversation.
Yeah, you look
right?
great. So you started comedy, so it's really never too late to start.
And look, I have no illusions about being famous. I'm not trying to make it or Netflix special. I want to be good. just want to be good at comedy and maybe pay some fucking bills. Sorry, I did it
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's okay. You're old as shit when the memory goes.
Memory
That's the
goes,
next thing.
Yeah. Jeez. I said Fresno again.
Yeah. One day we'll get a button for that. So you do a lot of shows with Jimmy Menez. What's it like having somebody on your coattails like that?
Jimmy Menez. Yeah. No, actually, he was kind of my mentor a little bit. Yeah.
He's done comedy. I've been working with this dude for like a decade. Like he used to come out to the Hemp Cons with Paul. Paul would be there.
Yeah.
Amy would be there. And then Veronica. Everybody was here. Was at Hemp Cons.
Even Hemp was there.
Nice.
Henry Hemp.
Just Hemp.
Did they ever find him?
Yes, we did.
We did. Okay. Henry Hemp. Happy he's home and found again.
Yeah, we co-produce like I don't know a handful of shows all around the area. From
You guys do that
Sonora
buddy comedy too, and you get up there and
we just started that first up. We open the show, both of us together, just kind of riff off each other. It's a good way to stretch.
you guys kind of look alike, but with different life choices.
I don't think
Like
we look alike.
you kind of like definitely related. Like you can't say they wouldn't look like brothers. They both
Maybe
have
like
glasses.
half
They're both
brothers, like
white.
twins kind of shit. Yeah.
Our Jimmy's whitish. He's Menendez. That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
Mexican or something.
Yeah, he is.
All you comics look the same.
Jimmy's
Dude,
Jewish.
bald comics. All us bald comics look the same. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yeah, I thought it was the redheaded guy that was masturbating in the green rooms. Louis C.K.
Oh, thank you. I was like, personally?
That's who Paul told me we were having in today. It was Paul pointing
Was
at
this
Paul.
a personal question? You remember?
Masturbating in the green rooms. So, what up, man? What's your favorite weed?
I'm
What's your favorite drug? I don't want to box you in.
like I pretty much quit everything but smoking.
Cigarettes?
No, well, not that's I don't consider that a drug. I guess it is technically. So is caffeine if we really want to get down to it.
You're on a lot of shit then, aren't you?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm an indica guy. Sativa for some reason it makes my I can't think straight. I'm just like what? I'm just dazed. But
Do you like to smoke when you do comedy? Like, do you stay sober before you go up, or?
No, man. I could be hitting my joint when they call me on stage. Man. Like it don't matter. But really, I'll smoke.
Have you got to perform while smoking yet? Like at the same time?
Yeah. I've gone up. I like, especially with COVID, like outdoor shows. It was super easy.
You ever tried acid?
No, I did it when I was younger. I haven't done it since I was 21. Dude, I used to go to Grateful Dead shows. I used to go to Vegas, Grateful Dead every year.
Check
for
it
like
out,
a
Jacob.
handful of years.
My homie Tom Baum, possibly. If we want to venture out, Paul, this is open to you too. We're trying to put together. He does the.
I'm very familiar with psychedelic.
So you got to come out to Vegas with us, and we'll all group it up, make it affordable.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know, because I roll with Jackie Pearl. She's like best friends with him. I think they stay at her place. I don't know, out there. But she's really good friends with. She does a bunch of his shows. I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna get twisted in the wind and hit the stage. You know what I mean? But then I don't know. Maybe I'll microdose or something.
Dude, I've done it twice. Once on mushrooms, once on acid, and it is the acid one. They were like, it was the best. I got phone calls for a week. I will never watch it. I'm like, I am never watching that. I don't want to see what happened up there. It's just lifts them. But I watched comics walk out into the crowd just on the chairs, like floating the sea of chairs to take questions from the audience. One dude brought everybody on stage to sit around him because he was lonely.
Nice. I don't know.
You got to do it at least once.
Well,
You're in a safe spot. You know?
The thing, see, for me is I was cool with psychedelics till a couple years ago, where like I've always been the mind when you take psychedelics, you have to be willing to totally give up control.
Right.
And
well, it's layers.
You
feel layers like an onion, and you just all them bad thoughts and stuff, and you just peel them away one by one, and then
my bad thoughts are where my jokes come from.
Well, they come back. Oh, it's a very temporary fix,
gold,
man. Very temporary. The Bongathon. Let's see it. Bongathon is a very psychedelic weekend, at least for me. I'll say that.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
The most fun event I've ever done, and for me to say that an event that I'm not the main host, like I have ego and I never do that. But Bongathon, like that dude Billy does amazing things with that show.
Sounds pretty rad.
Yeah, they have a whole family. It's a huge team that they all get together. But Billy does the hosting part, and he does a great job. Great job.
And the drag shows sound like a whole lot of fun too. I performed at one ever. At the Brave Bull in Modesto, California. It was like one of the oldest gay bars in California, and I had so much fun. It was great. Yeah.
Did you glitter? Did you do the glitter beard?
No, I did not. I just did stand up. It was like a mixed event. You know what I mean? So there was just us stand up, and then.
Did you have to do drag stand up? Like you had to dress in drag and do jokes?
No, I didn't.
You're just
there
the guy.
Drag performers, and then there were stand-up comedians.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll wear a dress on stage. Actually, I plan on doing it. I have a pretty cool clothes. I bought a blue dress. So one of these days, I haven't found the right dress. Let's just put it that way. It's got to be speaking to me. I'm looking for like a blue sundress. But I will go on stage and dress. I have no problem with that.
Oh, that's so brave of you, Dan. You hear how woke he is over here, Dan? All right.
I don't have a problem.
Like I'll give a dude a hand job in the green room before I go on. No, I'm just playing.
I'll suck a
Unless
dick.
you want to go to the green room.
I'll suck a dick as long as she's hot enough. That's all I'm saying. Hot is hot, dude. Like I'm gonna like hate on a dick. I got one myself. Why would that be a problem? You know, that's how I feel about it.
And where can they find you on Instagram?
Jacob Blazer Comedy. Yeah. And my Tinder profile is no.
All right, Grindr.
Yeah.
That's when the hot
Isn't
chicks.
that like a coffee app? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you get the trans. Let's close. We got 3 more minutes to talk about trans women. Love them. But I like them, like, it's part of the process. Like, on day 3, like, if you called me tomorrow and was like, I want to identify now as Tiffany, and I'm going to be trans, like, I won't call you Tiffany until you've had at least 2 surgeries. Like, that should be fair.
No, I'm down for whatever you're down for. Like I see comedians change their goddamn name. Like, they have the weirdest names. I'm like, all right, if you want me to call you, that's fine. Whatever you want to be called. Like, why do I care? You know?
Well, if I know you first. Like, because I know you first. So if like I didn't know somebody and they're like, hi, I'm Tiffany, I'd be like, hi, you're Tiffany. But if I've known you for years and you're Jacob, and then in 2 days you want me to call you Tiffany and treat you as a woman, and it's my own it's a very selfish point of view. I worked at 10 years in gay bars, bartending at the Free Zone, the Phoenix, all these Vegas spots. So I earned my card. Which could mean anything when you're talking about gay bars.
They got a card for
a wallet full of cards over here. Got a wallet full of cards.
If you're just tuning in the last minute of the show, this is the NugLife Radio Show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community. I want you to check out Jacob Blazer at Jacob Blaeser. Try to remember that in your brain. Comedy on Instagram. Paul Brumbaugh, who is, what are you, Paul Brumbaugh on Instagram?
I am Paul Brumbaugh on Instagram, or Edge Studios Online on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, you're listening on Edge Studios Online. Eventually, I'll get on my own links and stuff. I feel like we can get there. I really just don't remember the passwords. Make sure you follow DJ Dank SF and Forever 415 Faithful. Amy Fisher, what is your Instagram?
Fisher 420.
Amy, say that one more time.
Fisher 420.
All right. Look, every phone in the world's working now. Amy Fisher 420. Make sure you check her out. She's always awesome. Benji Cooper, NugLife News, Can of Geek, and all those good things. I'm at Medicinal Mike. Call me any time of day at Jacob Blazer Comedy on Instagram. Anytime. I'll pick up 3 to 5 in the morning only. That's when I'm running his moderations. Thanks for listening. This is NugLife News. Benji, you want to say anything cool?
Another show on the books.
More Paul's stolen candy. Next week, we're going to have Dab X calling in. I hate when they call in, but
they're in Los Angeles.
They're in Los Angeles. I don't know what that means. I was in Los Angeles on Saturday. But shout out to Dab X, one of the coolest rigs that ever existed in the world. And thank you guys for listening. Edge Studios Online. We will see you again next week doing awesome things. And remember, I forgot. All right. NugLife Radio, higher level of education. Thank you. Hit the button, Paul. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good luck. Oh, look at the logo. Is it still hearing me? Can they hear me sucking on this thing?
Oh, yeah.
It's me and Jacob in the green room.